Good morning, good morning, good morning. Reverend Dr. Mary Whitney here. I wanted to say today is our 272nd day together. And the topic I chose for today's message is Have You Been Called? And for years, I wandered through the wilderness trying to find a way out. Then I began tapping into the word of the Lord, and I experienced what I understood as God's calling me to walk out of darkness and into his marvelous light. What goes through your mind when you know you weren't doing what you believe you were called to do? Have you ever felt something inside of you and it was pulling you toward a different direction? Maybe you were functioning. Maybe you were surviving. Maybe you were doing what everyone else expected of you. But somewhere deep down inside, you knew there has to be more to life than what we were living. I want us to sit up straight. I want us to give ourselves a deep embrace. I want us to take 3 deep breaths together, hugging yourself softly and gently. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yes, I want to be careful with that statement I just made because epistemic humility reminds us that we don't always know immediately whether a feeling, opportunity, hardship, or desire is God's calling. Discernment takes time. Prayer takes time. Reflection takes time. And sometimes confirmation comes through circumstances, scripture, wise counsel, experience, and the fruit that follows our decisions. So perhaps we can think about discernment in this manner: prayer plus reflection plus scripture plus wisdom plus action plus discernment equals greater clarity. Not perfect certainty, but greater clarity. There is a difference. For me, there have been many times when I felt as though I was carrying weights that I could no longer carry. And then something began to shift. The burdens began to lift. The fear began to loosen its grip. I began to believe I could move forward. That is what faith and action means to me. Faith is not simply saying, I believe. Faith can also ask, what am I going to do because I believe? And that gives us another way of looking at things. Faith plus trust plus obedience plus action plus perseverance is faith in motion. Isn't that amazing? But faith does not mean we will never have questions. Faith does not mean we will never be afraid. Faith does not mean things will happen exactly the way we imagined in our minds. Faith can mean continuing to move forward while acknowledging that we do not know everything that lies ahead of us. That is where humility comes in. I may believe God has called me somewhere, but I still have to listen. I still have to learn. I still have to examine my motives. I still have to be willing to change the direction when necessary. And I still do my part. It doesn't just happen like instantaneously. It takes work, right? So today I want you to create your action plan for your calling. Step 1, name it. What do you believe you are being called toward? Step 2, discern it. Why do you believe this is your calling? Step 3, prepare for it. What knowledge or skills do you need? Step 4, start it. What is one action that you can take within the next 24 hours? Step 5, sustain it. What habits will help you continue when the excitement wears off? What do you do then? Step 6, I evaluate it. What fruit is producing results in my life and in the lives of others? Step 7, trust God with the outcome. You don't have to know everything. You do your part and recognize that you cannot control everything, especially someone else's thoughts. And perhaps this solution might come to mind: my calling plus preparation plus faith plus action plus perseverance equals purpose in motion. Have you been called? Maybe the better question is, what have you been seeing, learning, and discerning about the direction your life is supposed to take? And finally, what keeps coming back to your heart? What are you afraid to leave? What are you afraid to begin? What would obedience look like today? And what would happen if you stop waiting for that perfect certainty before taking the next faithful step? Sometimes the finish line is not visible when we begin. Sometimes we only receive enough light for the next step. And maybe that is where faith comes in. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be willing to take the next right step. I want to thank each and every one of you who have sown into your own lives, who have taken this 272-day journey with us, right? And I thank those especially who have subscribed, who have liked, who have been willing to share this YouTube information community channel with others. I want us to take 3 more deep breaths together, hugging ourselves gently. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One last deep breath in. Deep breath out. Yes. What is the next faithful step I am being called to take, you are being called to take? And whatever you discover, don't just think about it. Put your faith in motion. Thanks so much. I hope you have an amazing week, taking care of yourself, exploring new options in life, And we love you. Be safe. We will see you on day 273 tomorrow, the Lord willing. I always say, be safe. We love you. Bye-bye.